So Andrew, you read it 100%, 3/2 of y. How do we represent 1/2 of y? Which color block is that?
Red.
So how many of the red blocks do I need to set up on the left side?
3.
Okay, so that's 1/2 of y, 2/2 of y, 3/2 of y, and I also need to add a 4 constant, correct?
Yes.
And on the right side, I have a 10 and a 9. Okay, so now, since you've had hands-on equations, you're ready to perform legal moves. What can you do?
You can take 4 from 19.
I could take away a 4 value from the cubes on both sides, and the 19 becomes a 15. Now, at this point, if 3 red blocks are 15, what's the value of each one?
5.
And how much is y going to be?
Y is going to be...
The red block is 5. How many red blocks make up the yellow block?
2, so that'd be 10.
Yeah, y is 10. So notice, Ms. DeGennaro and Andrew, notice that in hands-on equations fractions, we always solve for the unit fraction first. We solve for the red, blue, or green block. Then we can always figure out the yellow block. It's either twice the red, 3 times the blue, or 6 times the green. Now, in order to do the check, we need to set up the original problem one more time. So I have plus 4 equals to 19. So Andrew, help me with the check, please. If the red is 5 and the yellow is 10, how much do I have on this side?
19.
5, 10, 15, 19, and here's 19. So the check would be 19 equals 19. Okay, both of you are with me so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so in lessons, each lesson takes the equation a little more complex. Each one takes a little more complex. So let's look at lesson 3. Y, as we know, is the yellow block. We need to add 2/3 of y. So I assume you agree with me that we need 2 blue blocks. Is that correct? For 2/3 of y plus 3 equals to 15. So this lesson 3 is more complicated because you now have 2 expressions involving the unknown. So let me do the legal move first with the cubes. I know you know how to do that. Now, at this point, we have a little problem because we have blocks of 2 colors on the left side. And we need to find out what they are. So we need to have blocks of 1 color. So what suggestion do you have, Andrew?
Change the yellow into 3 blues.
Let's make an exchange of the yellow for 3 blues. And now we're in a position to know the value of each blue. And how much is each blue? By the way, I think I made a mistake here. I'm sorry.
I think you started with 15. It should have ended with 15.
I see. Okay, good.
Yeah, he
So
caught
what is,
that. Politely
okay.
didn't. He just
Okay,
let
we would have found out. We would have found out now when we couldn't divide by 5. Right. Okay. So what's the value of each blue block?
3.
And therefore, what's the value of the yellow block?
Would it be 9?
Well, why is there a question? So let's see. We know that 3 of the blue blocks are equal to the yellow block. So if each one is 3, we have 3, 6, 9. Correct?
Yes.
So there shouldn't really be a question on it. I tell you what, let's just practice for a second. Supposing the green block is 2, what's the yellow block?
12.
Supposing the green block, the blue is 10, what's the yellow block?
30.
And if the red block is 18, what's the yellow block?
36.
Okay, So now let's do the check. Now notice I have a sweeper here. If I click on this broom, I'm going to clear the scale, because to do the check, it's best to clear the scale. That way you don't get confused with things that are already there. Plus 3 equals 18. So Andrew, I'd like you to help me with the check, please. And then we're going to do one more lesson, and probably that's going to be enough for now. So help me with the check. We know that B is 3 and Y is 9. So help me out here.
It would be 18.
How'd you get that?
Because yellow is 9, plus 1 blue is 12, plus another blue is 15, and then plus 3 is 18.
Okay, so one side is 18. I'm writing it down so I don't have to try to remember that. And this side is also 18. Okay, good. Okay, so far we've done 3 lessons. And now let me go into lesson number 4. Now notice when we get to lesson number 4, we now have y, or parts of y, on both sides of the equation. So let me show you the 2 teaching examples from lesson 4, and you tell me which one you want to do. This is the first one. You see it up here? Let me show you the second one. This is the second one. Do you have a preference for doing number 1 or number 2?
The first one.
Okay, let's do the first one. So help me out. What do I need to set up on the scale?
2 yellows, 1 blue, and 4 cubes.
And on the right side?
A yellow and 20.
Okay, legal moves, please. What suggestion do we have for a legal move?
Take 4 away from both sides.
Okay, okay. Normally we say for value. We're going to take a for value from both sides, and then this 20 becomes a 16. Any other legal moves?
You can take a yellow from each side.
Right, and later on when we start to do this abstractly, we could take a y from each side. This y would disappear and 2y would become 1y, but we're not up to there. Okay, now from here we know how to finish. We do it the same way as before. How many blue blocks fit in here?
3.
So you have 4 blue blocks equals 16. How much is each one?
4.
And how much is y?
12.
By the way, notice that beginning in lesson 4, instead of writing blue equals, we write 1/3 of y, which is another name for the blue. So to do the check, let's clear the scale and set it up one more. Okay, let me challenge you. Okay, if the challenge is I don't know if it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be difficult. So let me challenge you. Let's try to do the check in the original problem, although the students generally will set it up physically. So I'm just trying it. If y is 12, what's twice y?
24.
What's 1/3 of y?
4.
So 24 and 4 is?
28.
And 4?
32.
Okay, so the left side of the equation is 32. How about the right side? What is the right side?
32.
Also 32. Okay, I'll tell you what. We're going to do one more. This is the last one. We're going to do one more. And then we'll stop because I think your teacher needs to go. Okay, so I'm going to begin with a y. But this time, we have something different here. What does it say to do?
Minus 1/6 of y.
We need to take a 1/6 of y. Now, a 1/6 of y is a green block, but we have a problem. We don't see any green blocks here. So what do you suggest we do?
You can take away the yellow block and add 5 green blocks. Okay.
So if we take away 1 green block from the yellow block, we're going to end up with 5 green blocks here. Okay, I'm just going to place them up here anyway, any which way. So that's 3, 4, 5. So we have So far we have set up y, take away 1/6y. We need to add a 5 constant. And on the right side, we need 3/6 of y. How do you want to represent that?
You can do 3 green blocks.
Okay, I can do 3 green blocks. And on 11, constant 11 cubed. Okay, suggestion, please.
Take away a 5 value from each side.
Okay, so 5 takes away from there, and 5 from the 10 gives you another 5. So 5 and 1 is 6. And now what?
And you can take away 3 greens from each side.
Okay, let me take 3 green blocks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So now we have, so how much is each 6th of y?
It would be 3.
Good. And therefore, how much is y?
18.
Okay, now to do the check, we're going to set up the original problem one more time. All of this was 5/6 of y, so I'm just going to put it back down here. I need a 5 value here. On the right, I have 3/6 plus 11. Okay, Andrew, please help me with the check. Does it work out? Each 6th of y is 3. So what do we have here?
15 greens, and another 5 would be 20.
Okay. Now, if the check doesn't work out, the first thing we do is we redo the check. If it still doesn't work out, we then have to do the problem all over because it means we made some kind of a mistake. Okay. Each green is 3. So how much do we have here?
20.
Okay. So that does work out. Okay.